Have you ever felt like you're in a crowded room, but you're completely invisible? Like you're talking, but nobody's listening? You try to make connections, but it feels like you're speaking a different language. It's a frustrating, lonely feeling, right? But what if I told you there's a reason for it? A deep, psychological reason that has nothing to do with whether you're cool enough, smart enough, or good-looking enough. It's about something much more profound. It's about your inner world. Now, if you're a regular here, you know we're going to dive deep into the mind. And today, we're talking about one of the most brilliant and misunderstood thinkers of all time, Carl Jung. But before we continue, I'm offering you a free ebook to thank you for supporting the channel. Download it now and begin your journey towards self-discovery, dream interpretation, and shadow work. Hurry because it's free. The link is on the channel page. Okay, let's get back to it. Carl Jung wasn't just a student of Freud. He was his intellectual rival and went on to create his own incredibly powerful ideas about the human psyche. One of his core concepts is the shadow. Think of your shadow as the dark side of your personality. It's not just evil. It's everything you've ever rejected about yourself. All the parts of you that you decided were unacceptable, embarrassing, or not good enough. Maybe it's your anger, your laziness, your insecurities, or even your creative impulses that you were told weren't practical. We shove all that stuff into the shadows, hoping no one will ever see it. The problem is, the more you hide your shadow, the more it controls you. It leaks out in weird, often unconscious ways. You might find yourself lashing out at people for no reason, procrastinating on a project you really want to do, or feeling this persistent sense of low-grade anxiety and dissatisfaction. So how does this connect to why people ignore you? Because your shadow is a vibrational mismatch. When you're not in harmony with your authentic self, the good, the bad, and the ugly, you project a kind of energetic static. You're trying to be someone you're not, and people can sense that. They might not be able to explain it, but they feel that something is off. Imagine you're at a party. There's one person who's trying way too hard. They're telling loud jokes, bragging about their job, and dominating the conversation. You can tell they're desperate for attention, and it feels off-putting. Why? Because their shadow, their insecurities, and fear of not being good enough is running the show. That neediness is like a repellent. Now, think about someone you're naturally drawn to. It's usually a person who's comfortable in their own skin. They don't need to prove anything. They're just being. That ease and authenticity is magnetic. That's a person who has done the work to integrate their shadow. They've looked at their flaws and accepted them, not as weaknesses to be hidden, but as parts of who they are. Jung would say that the journey to being truly seen begins with a journey inward. It's not about changing your clothes, getting a new hairstyle, or learning to be more charismatic. It's about going into the deep, dark parts of your own mind and facing the parts of you that you've been hiding. This is what Jung called shadow work. It's the process of bringing what's unconscious into the conscious mind. It's a tough, humbling process. You have to admit things to yourself you may not want to admit, but when you do, something incredible happens. The energy you used to spend hiding and pretending is now freed up. Think about that guy at the party. When he does the work to face his insecurities, he doesn't need to brag anymore. He can just talk to people because he's genuinely interested in them, not because he needs their validation. And guess what? People will start to gravitate towards him. They'll feel a sense of warmth and authenticity that's incredibly rare. Here's a practical example from daily life. Let's say you're always feeling like your boss doesn't respect you. You think they ignore your ideas or don't value your work. You feel invisible. Jung would encourage you to look inward first. Maybe your shadow is telling you that you're not good enough. You might be acting in a way that's overly passive or overly aggressive because you're trying to compensate for that inner belief. When you face that belief head on, You can start to behave differently. You might present your ideas with more confidence. Or you might realize the issue isn't about you at all, but about your boss's own problems. Either way, you're now acting from a place of conscious awareness, not from a place of hidden fear. So, how do you actually start this shadow work? A simple way to begin is by paying attention to what triggers you. What really gets under your skin? When you feel disproportionately angry or judgmental about someone else's behavior, it's often because you're seeing a part of your own shadow in them. That person who's so lazy and entitled? Maybe your shadow contains a deep desire to be lazy and entitled, but you've spent your whole life being a workaholic, so you project that negative judgment onto them. Another way is through dreams. Jung believed that dreams are a direct line to our unconscious mind. They're not random. They're our psyche's way of communicating with us. If you keep having a recurring dream about being lost or ignored, your psyche might be telling you something important about how you feel in your waking life. Pay attention to the symbols and emotions in your dreams. This isn't just some abstract philosophical concept. It has a real-world impact. When you've done the work to integrate your shadow, you become whole. You're no longer fighting with yourself. And when you're no longer fighting with yourself, you stop fighting with the world. Your energy shifts. You become more calm, more confident, and more grounded. And the crazy thing is, other people pick up on that. They're drawn to it. The people who ignored you before might suddenly start seeing you in a new light. And the truth is, it's not them who changed. It's you. You've stopped being invisible to yourself. And that's when you become visible to the world. So, the next time you feel like you're being ignored, don't rush to change your haircut or your clothes. Instead, take a moment to look inward. Ask yourself, what parts of me am I hiding? What am I afraid for others to see? This journey is a marathon, not a sprint. It's about self-compassion, not self-judgment. Remember, we all have a shadow. It's part of the human condition. The goal isn't to get rid of it, but to shine a light on it, to understand it, and eventually, to accept it as a part of you. When you do that, you'll find that you don't need external validation anymore. You'll be whole on your own. And paradoxically, that's when you'll find the connections and the respect you've been searching for all along. This isn't easy stuff, I know. It's uncomfortable, and it can be scary. But the alternative is to live a life feeling invisible and unfulfilled. So, I want to know what you guys think. What's one part of your own shadow you're willing to start exploring? Let me know in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like and subscribe for more deep dives into psychology and self-improvement. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring your own mind.